Oh boy, do we have something wild for you today. We're talking trains. Big trains, fast trains, and should not have done that trains. That's right, folks. These are the biggest train collisions ever caught on camera.
This train runs across the largest salt deposit in western Siberia, Lake Berlinskoye. Unfortunately, it's not for tourists, as it only transports harvested salt from the center of the lake. If you look closely, you can see salt crystals clinging to the undersides of the cars as a testament to its work. In July 2020, everyone in Germany saw images and videos of a burning train. The maintenance locomotive was running without a driver when it suddenly caught fire. There was no one to stop the train, so it continued on its way until it reached a service station. The railway in Devon, England is considered one of the most scenic as it runs along the coast. No matter the weather, the view from the train is breathtaking, and during storms, the waves even crash against the train.
What are y'all? It's on two tracks.
The second half of this freight train has somewhere else to be.
The train driver couldn't resist showing off the capabilities of the vintage locomotive and sped through the station at 201 km per hour, well above the speed limit of 120 km per hour. One of the sights in Vietnam's capital is a narrow street lined with old houses where trains still pass through. This market in Bangkok is famous for its unusual location. Stretching over 100 meters, it sits right next to the railway track, with the food stalls almost touching the rails. After heavy rains in August 2024, 50 kilometers of railway tracks in the city of Bikana were submerged. The downpour was so intense that the water level nearly reached the platforms.
Holy he just got destroyed and it's derailed now. Holy oh great, now I gotta stay in my car.
In November 2020, New Jersey was hit by powerful storms. The winds were so strong that they tore down power lines, caused short circuits, and disrupted railway operations.
Cześć, bo się film nagrywa, pewnie na YouTubie będzie.
Indian trains keep running even during floods. The only question is, how do people get off at the stations?
Seven rail cars tumbled from the tracks above, in the worst train accident within city limits in decades. Fortunately, the cars held nothing more dangerous or volatile than dog food and mouthwash. But as cleanup crews began the daunting... Now, Norfolk Southern not only owns the train, but the tracks themselves. 80,000. There was additional damage.
An old train in Houston blew up and caught fire. Thankfully, firefighters pulled up just in time. Another reminder to quit using AirPods around a train track? The perfect example of modern rescue is 1800s technology fixing 2020 stupidity.
It's a miracle the tram hasn't derailed on such crooked tracks. Operating a steam engine isn't as easy as many people think. In the past, it took 2 people, a fireman and an engineer. One would throw coal into the furnace, while the other would open the regulator at the right moment to release steam and control the speed with heavy levers. In Japan, the flow of people in the subway is so intense that there's a specific job for managing it. An oshiya, which literally means pusher, helps to pack passengers into crowded trains. The modern train got in the way of the operator trying to film the legendary Flying Scotsman locomotive, built in 1923. It's a bit eerie to see a train without a driver, but it feels like an invitation to an adventure.
Looks like another ghost train. And no one's driving. No idea where it's coming from and no idea where it's going. Oh boy.
Imagine the expressions on the faces of people waiting for a regular train, but instead witnessing the transport of Boeing fuselages. In California, a special train equipped for firefighting is deployed to battle wildfires. To remove defects, reduce noise and vibrations, and improve traction, specialized trains periodically grind the rails. A single pass is enough for the train to restore the track to its optimal condition. The first suspended monorail system was introduced in Germany in 1901, but over time this form of transport gained popularity worldwide, eventually reaching Japan as well.
It's another one of those unmanned ghost trains. Don't know where it came from. Don't know where it's going. This time it's in reverse. No one's driving. Like always.
ice disrupts the proper contact between the wire and the current collector, which is why you often see sparks on icy wires.
Incroyable.
Putting a tram back on track is no joke. Coming in hot at 79 miles per hour, Amtrak 19, and one driver with a death wish and a learner's permit. Next up, British trains attempt surfing, with zero enthusiasm and even less waterproofing. When your train decides it's done with rails and wants to freestyle, thankfully no one was hurt. And here we have the rare sight of a train trying to moonwalk its way out of its assignment. When your train's so cold, it needs to breathe fire just to stay warm. An old train or a hookah machine? You decide. Nothing says spa day for the tracks like Low-Ram's rail grinder, complete with stem, sparks, and a complimentary brush fire.
Yeah, at least it's Amtrak and not a f***ing freight train.
Slow. Or they could have put this down a little bit later.
Hi! I remember when we were kids and the train used to come by. We'd run to the train tracks and, oh look, here comes the second one, you dumbass. Do you not see that one?
That's rare. I've never.
Now playing Biker vs. Amtrak 2 Double Trouble.
I got it on film too. I'm gonna fucking put that on the internet. I got it on there. Them two trains going by.
Sandpapering always makes the paint job easier. Meanwhile, in Prokopievsk, trams are stopping for a free weld. This train car suddenly got stuck under a bridge coming out of a Nola yard. I suggest they let the air out of the tires. What do you guys think? The year is 2041, and trains can now drop passengers off without needing to stop. In a world of steel and fire, one locomotive just couldn't handle the heat. When the doors say no, but the windows don't care. close call between a brilliant train driver and a clueless cow. In Thane, relentless rain turns tracks into rivers, bringing train services to a standstill. Someone's a little out of place. In Hanoi's train street, there's no room for error. Just coffee, close calls, and a train that politely reminds you it owns the alley.
A lot of use. We have about 5,000 customers taking the trains each and every day. Safety, as you know, is paramount.
While giving a speech about railway safety, this senator almost got hit by a train. Let's take a quick detour to Russia, where the rails get cooked. A train spotter not seeing an incoming train? The irony! Behold, the world's loudest, most industrial strength vacuum, because even railroads need a cleanup crew.
You can see the cargo is right there. It's out of track. I need to stop this train.
Southeast Houston, where even empty train cars decide they've had enough and bail early. One tank, zero grace, and a total mess. In Mulchisa, a train takes an unscheduled off-road adventure. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Proof that one man's trash is another train's worst nightmare. When igniting the engine goes too far. Only in Japan can you catch a train and a Pikachu all at once. In Williamsburg, Ohio, two players play limbo with a railroad gate and lose.
Look at those sparks going. Look at those, guys.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's more like it.
That is spectacular. Wow.
That's commentary.
At Farncombe Station, Monday snow meets Monday's attitude. In India, some travelers skip the ticket and catch the Klingon Express. To be fair, this is an interesting place to put train tracks. When a WAP-7 slams the brakes in a crowded slum area, steel meets chaos, but quick thinking averts catastrophe. Just so you know, that is illegal in every state.
No. Hey. No. Hey, stop. No.
100 tons of steel and 3 forklifts? What could possibly go wrong? in case they didn't get to take a shower this morning before work. On the day of Bishwa Ijetema, the Yokota Express turns into the Yokota Express yourself, because when the train's full, the roof becomes business class. It's the slowest plot twist in rail history, one wheel at a time. High-level precision engineering at work. When an excavator decides it's not just for digging anymore, talk about heavy machinery with an attitude. Just another day on the tracks, where one car thinks it's playing chicken with the train. Spoiler, the train wins every time. In North America, rail cars have a 50-year lifespan from the day they're built. Sure, just park your tomatoes a little closer to the tracks. What could possibly go wrong? In an emergency, timing is everything.
Oh!
6 seconds from disaster. Close calls don't get much closer than this. The Grzegorz Chigowski takes the wrong detour. It's all power, precision, and a little bit of watch out, here it comes. The CPKC Holiday Train 2249 rolls into Toronto, spreading festive cheer one track at a time. Watch as this tram goes from taking you places to being carefully taken apart. This is what happens when the spark gets out of hand. Well, that's one way to unload cement. Just tip the whole train over. From below the beast, sparks fly and steel screams as the low-ram rail grinder gets to work. Rolling down the Lehigh line like a fire-breathing dragon. When your high-speed train turns into a high-speed boat. This Ohio to Indiana track looks less like infrastructure and more like a dare. The Pendolino wasn't scheduled for a flaming express, but here we are.
The next train to arrive at platform 3 will be the 1528 London Midland service to London Euston, Scenic, Lichfield, Trentham, Tamworth, Eton, Rugby, Long-Buxton, Northampton, Milton Keynes Central, Leighton Buzzard, Watford Junction.
And this is why you have to stay alert around trains. Luckily, no one was hurt. Food for thought, folks. You don't have to be this close to a derailment. Now this is what we call an unplanned exit. Now that is one packed train. Can his day get any worse? Oops, apparently it can. Watch as the Iowa interstate train barrels through the snow like a force of nature. And the Darwin Award goes to... This runaway train car hits 70 miles per hour with no brakes, no driver, just vibes. When you're late to work, but early for a near-death experience, this train's got one job: plow through, no matter how big the drift gets. When your train shows up on time, but winner says, not so fast. One night in the cold, and this diesel went from locomotive to locomissicle.
When the locomotive engine starts, the diesel is still cold and doesn't burn completely, producing thick black smoke.
Так, быстро подвязываем токоприемники.
Токоприемники, ребята.